Vickie, talk to us about today's occasion. Everywhere I look around, I see history, and it's a beautiful thing. And just tell us what's going on here today at Ringling.
Ringling College of Art and Design has opened an exhibit that features three key Newtown stories, three key victories. They were so important. We have been collaborating with Ringling College, I guess since 2016, when Ringling faculty members reached out to us after learning about the trolley tours and the history project. They wanted to be involved. They wanted students to participate. And we said, come on board. We're not the only ones who can create. We need your help in creating. And it's been a wonderful partnership since that time, and it continues and it evolves. And this is the evolution of a beautiful, beautiful relationship.
To be able to chronicle the Black experience here on the Sun Coast, and in particular in Sarasota and Newtown, how special is that when we look at history and we see all the people and personalities and the history of times around this area?
I don't know if we have enough time for me to describe how special this project is and how transformative it has been for me. I feel that our elders and ancestors are looking over our shoulder with great pleasure, and I believe that they're proud that someone has remembered what they did to build Sarasota's infrastructure and to change the way things were done around here, particularly for Black and brown, and I say differently abled people. This African American community changed everything about Sarasota. I mean, they desegregated the beaches, they changed the way city elections were held, they fought so hard to keep their neighborhood schools open, and as a result, we have 3 Booker schools named after Emma E. Booker that are still open. This was a feisty African American community. Their stories have touched me deeply, and I want to tell everyone their stories, particularly young people, so that they could feel courage, so that they could feel confidence, so that they can be determined and resilient, just like those before us. That's what I feel after researching these stories.
There's a gentleman who fits in history, in particular, Mr. Leonard Reed. He has a home, it's been moved. Talk a little bit about Leonard Reed and his story.
Leonard Reed was such a dignified man. He came here in 1900 from Savannah, Georgia. As his daughter tells it through an oral history interview, he was on his way to Cuba to get into the dried fishing industry, and the crew stopped by Sarasota to refuel. He went into the African American community at Overtown, and there was a party going on, said his daughter, Ethel Reed Hayes, and her dad stayed too long. When he went back to the boat, it had left. So he was stuck here in Sarasota to make a life for himself. He did odd jobs, but the African American residents of Overtown realized that he was an educated man, so they introduced him to Colonel John Gillespie. He became the colonel's right-hand man, and he ran the colonel's household. He met his wife, Eddie Coleman, there at the house. They moved out and built a house for their family in 1926. That is the house that we, the Sarasota African American Cultural Coalition, we will occupy, and that will be our first home where there will be an African American Arts, Cultural, and History Center, until which time we build a brand new facility that's much larger because the Reed House is only 1,400 square feet.
Now, this brand new facility, can you talk to us a little bit about the vision of that and how special it will be as we move forward and we're able to look to the future and pay homage to the past?
That new facility is incredibly important. You know, communities around the country are opening African American history museums and cultural centers just like this. There was an increase in these sorts of facilities after that National African American History and Cultural Museum was built in DC. And so we want our own facility so that we can showcase African American accomplishments and achievements here in Sarasota. So we'll have inside that new facility a leadership and mentoring academy. We'll be teaching classes, holding workshops, having performances, spoken word. As authors come through, they'll have book signings there and talks. We have 46 partnerships with Sarasota arts and cultural and civic and social organizations who want to bring programming into the community. And so they'll be able to do it through the Leonard Reed House and then that new facility that we believe is going to be at least 10,000 square feet right now. So it's going to be a special place with a lot of activity, festivals, concerts. Yeah.
Vickie, in closing, for people who see this and they want to get involved, or they want to donate resources or money or time or energy, how can they reach out? How can they get in touch? What do they need to do?
Well, thank you so much. I am so glad to be asked the question, how can people help? Send me an email at newtownalivesrq@gmail.com, and I will connect volunteers with a trainer who's going to be training, say, griots. We were going to call them docents, but we'll call them griots because that's an African term for storytellers. We'll need docents to share with visitors and guests about the history of the Leonard Reed's family, as well as the whole grounds, because the landscaping package will have its own story to tell. So there's a need for volunteers to do that. There's a need for volunteers to even organize tours. There's a need for people to be involved in all sorts of ways. If you cannot be boots on the ground, write a check. We really want to build this facility in the next 3 to 5 years. If we don't put a stake in the ground and lay a target date out there, then, you know, we might be waffling. God only knows how long, but no, we want to do it in 3 to 5 years. And we believe that we have people who are interested in what we're doing in Sarasota and in the general region who'll help.
Thank you so much, and we really look forward to seeing this vision come to fruition.
I am so excited, so very excited, and I'm so blessed to have been tapped on the shoulder to get on back here to my hometown in Sarasota to do such a big, transformative Sarasota community project.